Some of the supplies for this project are the largest oval framelit from our new ovals collection, and the largest framelit in the ovals collection has the scalloped edge. So we're going to use that, and we're going to cut out 2 pieces of designer series paper using the bake shot, of course, and this is the Birds of a Feather designer series paper. So you're going to set one aside, and then the second one you're going to cut it in half, and for this one I use the Finishing Touches edgelets, and then I've got that really pretty edge there for my egg. Alright, this is a really easy project. Let's get started. I'm using my Tombow multi-purpose glue. You can use any adhesive that you have, and I'm just putting a thin line right around the edge. And this glue is cool because it's got your little tiny tip on the top and has your chisel tip on the other end. I like this glue very much. I use it quite often. So you're not going to do the straight edge because that's going to be your little pocket. So then you're just going to line up your scallops just like that. And then you're going to set this aside so that it can dry. Alright. So we'll let that little pocket dry. What I've done is I've taken Whisper White cardstock and I've pulled the colors out of my designer series paper, and in our catalog, when you look under our designer series paper, you'll actually see a color chart that tells you the cardstock that coordinates with it. So I've gone ahead and I've taken Primrose Petals and I've punched it using my scallop circle punch, and then I used my 1 3/8 and I punched my Whisper White. And all I've done is I've just stuck them together. So I'm going to take my Snell adhesive and I'm going to adhere it on the corner, being careful not to get the sticky bit on this part, because you're going to want to put little treats in your pocket. So we'll set that aside. With the bird punch, I've taken my saffron cardstock and I've punched out my bird. Now this is a cool punch because it comes with the leaf and the the wing and the little branch with the leaves on it. I've actually used this for a leaf as well, but I'm going to turn this bird into a little chick, and you can turn this bird into so many different kinds of birds, but we're going to do a chick today. So what I've done is I've not used this wing. I've actually used our little heart punch, but you can go ahead and use that wing if that's all you have. I'm taking my More Mustard ink pad, and these are our Stampin' Sponges. They come in a package of 3, and I cut them up, each sponge, into 8 pieces, and they last a long time. And look at that. Sponging just adds a whole different dimension to your projects, makes them look soft. Now I forgot, we're actually going to cut the little tail end of this bird, just to make him look like a chick, just to have a shorter tail. I've already gone ahead and done the sponging to my little heart. Next, I'm going to take a dimensional, and I want to add just a little dimensional behind that heart, so I'm just going to snip a little bit on the end. Oops, technical difficulties, there we go. And then I'm just going to add my little wing to my bird. I'm taking my Saffron marker and I'm just going to color, beg your pardon. I'm going to take my soft suede marker and I'm just coloring in his beak with the bowl tip, and I'm using the journal tip for his little eye. And there's my bird. We're going to take a dimensional and pop him on this little bit here, just like that. Now I used our My Digital Studio program because I didn't have many Easter stamps, so My Digital Studio is really cool because you can print you can download stamp sets you don't have and print them off and then just use them however you like. So that's what I did with this Happy Easter, and unfortunately I can't remember which stamp set it came from. So if you have an Easter stamp, you could use your Easter stamp. And I've just trimmed it, of course, to make the banner. And then I'm gonna tuck my banner right underneath like this. Now at my stamp clubs this month, I showed my stampers how to make a really cute, different flower using a quilling method. Super, super easy. I take my paper piercing tool and just a strip of Designer Series paper, and I just wrap it around the tool and I just twist. And then I just roll it along. Then I let it open up. And I'm going to put a little bit of snail on the edge just to hold that. Then we took little circles from our Designer Series paper and we just kind of put them randomly on our egg. A little bit of the glue on there. Then we took our pearls and diamonds, whichever we were using at that particular club, and popped a pearl or a diamond in the center. These are just really different kind of flower, just something fun, something different. And then we just kind of popped it on our card like that. Let that stick. Now with the bird punch, I punched out a whole bunch of these little branches with punched out all kinds of leaves using different colors of scrap green cardstock. And so I don't want this big stamp, so I'm just gonna break a piece of that off. I'm actually just gonna tuck that under like this. Now another flower I want to show you that you can make is one I kind of forgot about, and it's a lot of fun. And we had our downline team meeting the other night, and one of the girls reminded me of this really great rose that I showed them how to make eons ago. So thank you, Peggy, for inspiring me once again to make these because they're really pretty. I'm going to make a rose, and I'm going to be using my 1 1/4 inch scallop circle punch. These work really well with this size as well, or circles even. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my paper snips and I'm just going to cut a spiral. And the other thing that's good to do, and I should have done it with my cardstock before I cut it, but I forgot, is if you take your bone folder and just kind of go along your cardstock, it breaks up the fibers in your cardstock so it's more pliable. Okay, I'm going to take that paper piercer again. I'm going to take a glue dot, put it on the tip, and I'm going to start right here, right at the top, and then I'm just going to twirl it all the way around. And these make the cutest little roses. Okay, now I'm going to pull it off because I only have a little bit more to go. And I'm going to take another glue dot, and I want to put it on the bottom of this because that's going to secure everything. You'll see what I mean in a second. See, that's going to hold it in place. And look at the pretty flower. And then what I like to do is I just take my paper piercer and I just kind of bend the petals a little bit. I really love making these. And then of course you can spritz them with your champagne mist to make them all shiny and pretty. So I've already gone ahead and I've done a pink one and a yellow one, again pulling color out of my Designer Series paper. And I'm going to pick up a pearl and I'm gonna tuck a pearl right on top of my rose. Sometimes adding your pearl is easier said than done, but it's worth it. It just makes it look pretty. What I like to do is I save the backings from my dimensionals. It's handy for putting on your adhesive because then you're getting adhesive on this bit and not on your work surface. And I'm just going to start adding some leaves. These leaves are a great way for using up your scraps. Now I want to make sure this goes the opposite direction. So I'm going to flip it over. So there's the leaves, and now we're going to add our roses. And I'm going to use a glue dot to add the rose. Gonna make room for the yellow one in there. There we go. Pretty. Alright. Next, we're gonna take our primrose petals ribbon. And we're just gonna wrap it around like that. And I'm just gonna clean that up a bit. Some glue. Stick it on. Then I'm going to take another glue dot and stick that on there. And then my bow goes there, and then lastly, this glue will have dried, so you kind of make a little pocket. And then you take some raffia, which I have just twisted around and tied up. Stick that inside there for the nest. Then you get some delicious Cadbury eggs, and I had a lot more, but somehow they've gone missing, and I think maybe my husband found them. So you tuck your eggs in, and then you hang it up, and you've got a really cute decoration. Some of the other ones that we've made, oops, runaway egg. Here's a couple more that we did, and you can see that we just used the quilling on it, just for something different, and used the diamonds. And this was using the celebration paper. So there you go. That egg just doesn't want to stay in. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you give that a whirl. You still have time to make some of these cute Easter egg containers for your Easter decorating. Happy stamping!